Alright guys, welcome. This is GoDz from GoDz Gamers bringing you a round 2 match from ESWC Group B. This is not BX3 versus Orange, this is Orange versus 4GL Gamers League, which is what GL stands for. It used to be for Glory, but they're now Gamers League. That's basically their new sponsor, and they actually got to keep their name when they got a new sponsor, which is pretty cool. Well, they got to keep their acronym, I should say. Up against Orange from Malaysia, and this is a round 2 match. 4GL winning their first game against Next KZ. They're now going to be up against Orange here, the Malaysian powerhouse, who've won ESTC recently, Dota, obviously Dota 1 tournament, but still a very big Dota tournament. They also came second at TGX, I believe it was. Yeah, TGX in Singapore. They came second at the MSI Dota tournament, and have had some fantastic results of late. So going to be jumping right into this match, guys. We've got 4GL, we've got Orange, and we'll be running through who's playing what is going on, as we are just in the bands pick stage now. For those of you just tuning in, I'm GoDz from GoDz Gamers, and this is some exclusive replay cast. I say replay cast because it's not actually live games. We're getting the replays from the ESWC organizations as soon as the matches end, and because only some of the games are being cast by Join Dota Live, they're not actually all live. Because there's 2 matches on at once, they can only cast one of the 2 matches. So the match they're not covering, I'm covering. So we're always going to have Join Dota doing one match, GoDz Gamers doing another, and basically there'll be all matches being covered at some point, but not all of them being covered live. But for everyone out there, big Orange fans or big 4GL fans who want to see how this match went down, if you don't know the result, even better. You'll be just as surprised as I am. I actually don't know the result. I believe someone actually mentioned it somewhere, but I can't actually remember. My memory is just like comes out in one ear, out the other. I've already forgotten, guys, so we're going to be right into this game as I will click play now. We're going to get right in there, and we have got Orange on the Radiant side, or the Sentinel side, for all you Dota 1, true Dota 1 players who aren't quite familiar with Dota 2. We've got Radiant and Dire, not Sentinel and Scourge. Radiant is Orange. We've got Extinct, once again, doing their bans, their picks. We've got Xiaobai, who's actually their stand-in. We've got Nick X8, their sort of solo mid-player. We've got Mushi, who plays their carry. And we've got Winter, who plays their side lane solo usually, although sometimes does play those support heroes. He's a very versatile player and just basically plays that last hero, whatever is needed for him to play in the draft. And then on the Scourge team, we've got 4GL. Who have we got there? We've got Bada Hari doing their bans and picks. We've got Grazine, we've got Andre, we've got Mitch, and we've got Zagusa. I'm not exactly sure how you say all these Balkan names. We'll do our best to deal with that, guys. We've got a Furion and Night Stalker being banned by Orange. Same bans as you saw last game. For those of you who saw Orange versus BX3, the Swedish team, Orange banning those exact same 2 heroes. And this is a very big matchup for both these teams. Both teams winning their first match. So these 2 teams are definitely contenders to go through to the playoff stage. And it's great to see such a big round 2 matchup. No idea why Toby didn't cover this, man, because this promises to be an epic game here, as two teams who both put in so much effort into their Dota 2 training. Orange have just been training non-stop over the past few weeks, and it's going to be interesting to see whether or not they can cause any kind of upset here. And they're going to go with the big anti-mage first pick. We did see Lich as well as Chen being banned by the Dire. Lich, you saw Orange first picking it in their first game, not going to have access to it here, and obviously rating it as a very, very top pick. And we're going to see Tidehunter first pick by 4GL. Excuse me, guys, I've got the hiccups. Can't do anything, can't talk. What's going on here? And we are going to see Mushi playing the anti-mage. I believe Tuna, you're right, anti-mage is going to be played by Mushi. He's their carry player, and every time I've seen him play anti-mage, it has been absolutely scary, ridiculously farmed, and it's going to be interesting to see what 4GL do to keep this anti-mage down, whether or not they put the aggressive sort of duel or tri-lane against the anti-mage. They need something that can keep it down, because anti-mage, if he gets farmed, if he gets those items, is pretty impossible to stop with this limited hero pool, which is why anti-mage is so strong in Dota 2, because there's just a limited number of heroes that you can actually pick, and not many of those counters, such as the Bat Rider, the Syllabear, which can out-carry him. These heroes just aren't in the pool yet. Even the Broodmother, which is a great hero to just solo up against an anti-mage duel or tri-lane, isn't in the pool yet. It has been added, but it's not in the pool yet. So a lot of these heroes just not there yet. So a lot of stuff that you would maybe pick over an anti-mage just aren't options yet. And we're going to see Tide as well as Ancient Apparition picked up by the Dire. So you're going to be seeing AA possibly as a support hero. Like in the 4GL's first game against NextKZ, they had AA being used as a support hero, but it can also be used as a solo mid hero, or even just a solo hero in general. Tidehunter obviously playing as a sort of a support ganker. The Ravage is basically the reason you pick him, because that Ravage in those team fights is an absolute game breaker, and it can really set up a very nice AA ulti. So there's some great synergy between these Dire picks so far. I'm interested to see what they pick up next. I mean, something like a Clockwork could go really well if they want to have a Clockwork solo, or maybe going to be seeing them pick up some kind of carry, whether it's a Spectre or a Weaver, whatever they want to have as their main carry here. Going to be maybe picked up fairly soon, and we're going to see Windrunner second picked by Orange, so probably definitely going to be seeing Windrunner being played as a solo hero, whether it's at mid lane or the side lane, possibly at top. Yet to be seen, but it's one of those heroes that can actually solo those side lanes, like such as the top lane, so maybe going to be have that in that side lane. Venomancer still in the pool, which has been a top pick of late, so maybe going to see Venomancer picked up. Has seen a lot of action in Dota 2, and they go with a Witch Doctor, which is an interesting pick, picking the Witch Doctor over other support heroes such as the Vengeful Spirit, which is probably the more common support hero pick, but the Witch Doctor with that, with the cast, with the Maledict, can actually do a fair bit of damage, and Faceless Void is going to be picked up by the Dire. So we're going to see another Faceless Void. We saw 4GL using Faceless Void in their first game, so they obviously love this Faceless Void pick. And the first game they were against NextKZ, they had a Faceless Void which outcarried Spectre. So it's one of those carry heroes they must have been playing with quite a bit as of late, and obviously rate it as one of those heroes that can fit into the Dota 2 metagame. You don't see much of it in Dota 1, but with Dota 2, the limited hero pool, it's a great counter anti-mage with the Bash as well as Chronosphere, two spells which is basically how you need to kill an anti-mage. You need to disable him, so the Bash, the Chronosphere which has a really long duration, are two ways of actually countering an anti-mage. So a very, very smart carry pick by them, and probably smart that they picked it up third, because if they didn't pick it up in the first three picks, we may have seen it being banned by Orange, because they used it in the first game. So Orange were maybe expecting them to want to use it again here, but being denied of it because of that, by picking it in the first picking stage. And we were going to be banned as well as Doom. We saw Orange using Doom as a solo mid in the first game, and Doom, a nice counter Faceless Void, can stop him using that Time Walk, also stop him casting that ultimate if you can get that ultimate on him before he casts any spells. So a smart decision there, banning that Doombringer. Weaver, probably Orange fearing that they may use Weaver as a semi-carry and just put Weaver as a side lane solo, not really focused on getting it farmed up, but just taking it with maybe a Medallion as well as a Vanguard, and just not being used as the main carry, have it as a secondary carry to that Void. So deciding to ban it, and they are going to go into their final ban here, as they will be thinking out how they want to shape their line. They're going to have that Witch Doctor supporting the anti-mage. They're going to ban the CM. And CM being banned, Clockwork also being banned. So you're seeing two heroes Orange used last game, both the Clockwork and Doom being banned, as well as the Lich in the first banning stage. So, I mean, it looks like 4GL have done their homework. They either sat down and watched the replay, or had a look at the draft, saw what Orange used, and banning all these heroes that you saw Orange using in the first game. So it's good to see them on the ball, knowing what to ban, knowing how to play this, and we will see. And different picks coming out from Orange, because it's pretty much the only option they have. Because they can't pick those same heroes there. We're going to see them picking up some other solo heroes, whether it's the Rasta, which NickX likes to play. They're actually going to go with an Enigma. So Enigma possibly going to be jungling, and then maybe picking up a solo hero last, something like NickX loves playing that Rasta, which can be an aggressive sort of pushing hero, and also has two disables, which is what you need to beat a Void. You need those disables, the Shackle Shot as well as that Hex. And we're going to see Venomancer picked up probably as a solo hero. You saw 4GL using that Venomancer as a solo mid in their first game. Actually, no, it was a solo bottom. They used it as a side lane solo. So going to be interesting to see how exactly they do use it this game. Guys, what is this tournament? This is ESWC Dota 2. This is the big Dota 2 tournament going on in Paris. There's a huge prize pool. This is some of the best teams in the world competing. So for the guy in IRC saying, what is this tournament? Well, there you go. This is a exclusive replay cast there here at GoDz Gamers. So we are going to be bringing you the action from this game here. At GoDz Gamers. Oh, sorry guys, I'm getting a bit distracted. I'm not too good at this multitasking thing. We're going to see Enigma being picked up, so possibly as a jungle here. possibly as that top lane solo. It can solo that side lane, but I mean, Orange love to use their jungle here, so we may see Enigma in jungle and picking up some sort of solo like a Rasta or a Pugna last. Those are two heroes that they do like to use. Venomancer probably soloing that bottom lane. Going to see Tide and AA as support, and maybe see a solo mid last picked for this 4GL team, whether it's the Pugna or, I mean, something like a Rasta. And Sanking's actually the last pick, so we're going to see Sanking probably being played as a solo. More often than not, you see Sanking as a solo, not as a actually as a support hero, because it is one of those heroes that does benefit quite a bit from farm. When am I next streaming? Someone is asking. I'll be streaming tomorrow. Yes, I should be streaming tomorrow, unless something comes up that prevents me from streaming tomorrow. But the plan is to stream tomorrow. This is a replay cast. For someone asking, what is this? This is a replay cast. I have basically gotten these replays directly from ESWC admins after the game, and because Toby at Join Dota did not cover this game, this game wasn't streamed at all, so we are doing a stream from the replay. That is what this is. And yeah, to the other one asking, I will be streaming probably for a bit of tonight. Someone should take over from me maybe after this game, and hopefully this game does deliver. So you're going to see a Priestess of the Moon being last pick for 4GL. That's going to be interesting to see how that comes into play. So the person saying my streaming is my timing is bad because there's Na'Vi versus 4GL. Well, my timing is bad, but at the same time, there's going to be people who want to see every game. There's going to be Orange fans out there as well. Orange fans out there who want to see Orange play. This game has not been seen by anyone. So all the Orange fans out there who haven't seen any of the Orange games, well, this is an opportunity for them to actually see their games. And I'm a big Orange fan myself, so I'm actually quite happy to be casting them. Yeah, I love Orange too, man. To the guys in IRC, I'm a big Orange fan, huge Mushi fan, huge Winter fan, as well as X. Man, X-Sting's probably my favorite player at the moment. He's just such a smart player, a great support player, and yeah, I mean, he is just my favorite Dota player probably at the moment is X-Sting. And we are going to see Orange roll that bottom. We've got Winter playing that Sanking. Going to be probably, I think Sanking's going to be solo in the top lane, but obviously coming bottom to start with, just to scout out, try to look for an early first blood. We'll see Nick XH playing the solo mid Windrunner, Mushi playing the anti-mage, Witch Doctor being played by Xiao Bai, Mushi going for that poor man's shield first item with a branch, as well as getting pulled some Tangos, and we're going to see the last hero, the Enigma, played by X-Sting, with 6 clarities and Tangos, going to be jungling that bottom lane. Top lane we've got the Tide Hunter, as well as the AA, Badahari, the captain, playing that Faceless Void. We've got Zaguseri playing the Ancient Apparition. Tide being played by Andre. And solo mid Venom being played by Grazine. And at the bottom lane, we've got that Priestess being played by Mitch. So the 4GL team, they're rolling out. They're going to have a Priestess soloing up against an Anti-Mage. Not going to be a huge amount they can do to keep the Anti-Mage from farming, but at the same time, not going to be much this Sentinel team, sorry, I can't say Sentinel, Radiant team can do from stop the Void from farming. Void going to have a very good time farming at top. SK heading there, going to just look to get whatever XP and farm he can get, but that's not going to be much, although he isn't going to, actually yes there is, there's Sentry Wards on the AA. That's going to be absolutely crucial for killing this SK. If he does get that Sandstorm at level 1, but it looks like he's gone for stun level 1. Yep, he has. He's got stun at level 1, but not going to even go near this top lane with the Tide AA. Faceless Void with that Time Walk at level 1. Going to give them basically, even at level 1, they can kill the Sanking. And Sanking lurking around middle, as well as Enigma nearby. Maybe going to look for a gank on this Venomancer, and it doesn't look like there's too many wards there. Tide is nearby, going to have that Gush ready. And whose ward is this? It's actually a Dire Ward, so that's going to spot this Sanking. Sanking going to be seen by this Dire Ward, and any pressure that he is going to try to do on mid is not going to actually go through. And Faceless Void, alone at top, just free farming away. The Tide, the AA, have actually basically grouped up mid because they can see this SK. They know SK is near mid, so they're just going to back up this mid lane, which is absolutely terrible for SK. He could be farming and getting XP at top against this Void, but instead he's wasting his time at this mid lane when there's a Tide and AA there. This Tide and AA just going to keep track of the SK. If he goes top, AA is going to go back top now. So with SK heading top, AA spots that he's going to head top as well. And we are going to see Anti-Mage at bottom getting farmed, but pushing the lane much more than he'd like to do. I'm not sure what he's done, but he's somehow managed to let this wave get pushed out. He's not denying as much as he should, or the wave just somehow got to his tower, and that's going to be very, very bad for him. And at bottom we've got Anti-Mage with the poor man's shield. We're going to sort of prevent a lot of that damage coming in. The Witch Doctor just doing some creep pulling here just to pull that wave back. Going to be trying to deny as much as possible to pull that wave back. As said, that's really the big thing. You need that sort of creep equilibrium, keeping it near your tower, and A at top. We're going to be looking for some aggression on this Sand King. Sand King has it level 2, does have that Sandstorm, already used a couple stuns by the looks of it. He's completely out of mana. And going to be in trouble here if the AA decides to come in with those Sentry Wards. And Void with already has 800 gold, probably hasn't missed many CS at all. AA going to come in, going to see SK look to get out, but Tide coming in with the Gust. They have got those Sentry Wards, going to see them put down if needed. He's got him. Yep, there we go. Void going to pick up this first blood, or at least hopefully they want to leave for the Void. Yes, he will. Void gets the first blood, and that is absolutely huge. Void with 1200 gold will pick up those power treads probably in just a matter of seconds once he gets another sort of 200 gold, and a great start for the Serbians here as we will see Priestess taking a bit of damage at bottom, but does return some. Going to be forced to leap out as Anti-Mage blinking on the Priestess, but Priestess just immediately leaping, and Anti-Mage actually taking some damage from this tower, which did hit him a couple times there, as Priestess now very low in mana and HP, but does have those tangos which will heal him up. Mid lane we've got Windrunner, Venomancer duking out there. A very even matchup. Windrunner with the nukes, Venomancer with the Plague Wards. Both heroes have sort of spells they can use to farm, as well as keep themselves alive, stay in the lane, and not take too much damage. And going to see a very even matchup there. The thing that's going to decide whether this Tide AA roam very effectively, or whether or not this Enigma maybe comes in for some ganks. Enigma just farming away in these neutrals. Going to see him pick up a Soul Ring, I imagine, as a first item fairly soon. He does have enough gold for that, and we'll see it probably flowing out to him in a matter of time. As looks like Witch Doctor going to bring pop a salve on him. The Crows actually had bottom. It's brought a Ring of Health to Mushi. Maybe just bought that from the side shop, but it did bring something out. Maybe this Smoke of Deceit, actually, because that Smoke of Deceit could be used to gank this mid lane, the Venomancer. And maybe this Witch Doctor, as well as Enigma, will be looking for a gank on that mid lane. Meanwhile, SK's heading mid. He's going to pick up an Invis rune, but he's going to get spotted by this Ob Ward. They know SK is mid with Invis, or at least Veno should. He hasn't backed off yet. Now, he's going to back off now. He knows the SK is coming. He knows that he's nearby with that Invis, and AA Tide are there. AA with one Sentry Ward, in fact, although doesn't quite know exactly where the SK is, so probably not going to waste it. But SK actually going to come on up, find these heroes, and Tide AA not too aware of that. We will see SK just head back top, because right now with Tide AA at mid, it means SK can actually get some XP at this top lane. So SK probably going to be quite happy with that situation. He knows that Tide AA are camping at mid. Well, he doesn't know for how long. He knows they're there for a little bit, but he knows he has an opportunity to get some farm at top, at least get some XP and levels, which is why he's at this top lane. He's actually too scared to show himself. You can see Tide AA just sit around mid. By now the Invis has worn off, but we will see Venomancer spamming these Plague Wards, getting farmed up, and having a quick look at the CS. We've got 22 CS on Enigma, 30 on Windrunner, 27 on Anti-Mage, and the Dion we've got 32 on Void, 18 on Priestess, and 23 on Venomancer, so fairly even across the board. Obviously, the first blood going to 4GL, they've got a nice little lead there, and probably a slight gold advantage there, as you do see. Actually, no, Radiant with a 300 gold advantage, because of this Enigma in jungle just farming away, I believe. But really, what does it matter? We are going to see Anti-Mage at bottom has picked up a Boots of Elverskin, so going to be going for those power treads, I imagine, with those. But Priestess of the Moon at bottom lane, actually getting some items and farm. It does have an early bottle, so going to be looking just to use that to pick up some runes when possible, as well as just spam that Starstorm a bit, get himself farmed, actually get some CS, which he seems to be doing fairly well against this Anti-Mage Witch Doctor lane. Witch Doctor being forced to continually creep pull. They've lost any sort of creep equilibrium, and that's going to really hurt this Anti-Mage. Well, not so much as hurt the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is going to farm up, but it's just going to allow Priestess to farm when they could have maybe kept Priestess level 1, level 2, level 3, very under-leveled and very under-farmed. But by pushing out the lane, Priestess actually getting some farm and levels, which is not what they wanted. Anti-Mage is going to blink on this Priestess, going to do a couple hits before Priestess is leaping out. Priestess completely out of mana now, so Anti-Mage probably spotting that. Knows the leap's also on cooldown. Maybe going to look for another blink and harass fairly soon, although doesn't have any boots, and there is boots on the Priestess. So Priestess with the faster movement speed, blink coming out, couple hits, but not much more apart from that, as Anti-Mage is going to have to back off because he doesn't have the boots to chase with. Then mid lane we see Witch Doctor as well as Enigma teaming up, taking out the Tidehunter with that Windrunner as well. completely should have known as that, guys. I mean, four Radiant heroes are heading mid there. And once again, yours truly missing some action. So top lane Void getting more and more farm, has treads, 1400 gold. You saw, I believe, the same player playing Void in the first game against NextKZ and just absolutely decimating the competition. And I'm worried we may just see the same thing here, guys, as we will see. Oh, I'm laughing at this IRC chat, guys. Trolling. The bearded pedo? Who is that? But no, anyways, we've got Tidehunter gathering around at mid, just backing out this Venomancer. Venomancer can go for those early Arcane Boots. You saw the Venomancer in the first game winning Treads. I'm quite happy to see him get Arcane Boots. A much better item choice than Treads, because you can just keep on getting your mana up. You have a bigger mana pool to use that ultimate. If you have Treads and you're spamming Plague Wards, you often won't have mana to use your ultimate plus Venomous Gale combo, because you've been using all your mana on Plague Wards. So great to see Arcane Boots bought. A much better item choice there. Anti-Mage at bottom. Does have enough gold for that Vanguard, maybe going to pick it up soon, or maybe just going to pick up those Treads actually, so maybe just going to see him go for a Battle Fury instead of a Vanguard here. And two Dire heroes are lurking around mid, the Priestess, the Tide. They've got a haste rune on this Priestess. They may have ran past this ward though, which was the Radiant. And Mushi going to be doing some neutral creeping here. Does need to be careful. Tide's nearby. Tide only level 2 though, so Tide very, very under-leveled at this point in the game. And we will see SK just pop a stun at top, but not too much he can do to stop this Void from farming. Void probably going to pick up possibly a Perseverance soon, going for that Battle Fury first item, I imagine. That was the build he went for in the first game, going for a Battle Fury, following up with a Butterfly, I believe it was. Not going for sort of the Mask of Madness build, simply because Mask of Madness makes him very squishy. If you cast Mask of Madness, you're taking bonus damage, and you're very vulnerable to being focused down. If they disable you after you cast Mask of Madness, you get focused down, you go down very quickly. So going for a Battle Fury and Butterfly, it's a DPS build where you're not as vulnerable, and you actually have some survivability with that evasion, and obviously Butterfly against Anti-Mage could be very, very key here. And we will see Anti-Mage blink in. Oh, that's what we need to do, guys. We will close that little board. We don't want to let you... we can't spoil how long the game is. I didn't even notice until someone mentioned what exactly happens here. As we will see Witch Doctor, Windrunner lurking around this jungle. Enigma's there as well. Enigma picking up that Soul Ring as well as Bastion. Going to be looking to push down some lanes fairly soon, I imagine. And Tidehunter still very low level with the almost enough gold for boots. AA also very low level, so all of these 4GL heroes getting very under leveled at the moment. Going to have to be careful that they do get those levels. AA is going to want to get that level 6 ulti up fairly soon, as well as Tide needs that Ravage, and you're going to see level 8 on this Faceless Void, so a huge spread in XP among these Scourgers, and they will pick up a kill on the winner. That's going to get this Tidehunter as well as AA some much needed XP. AA getting a level from that as well as the Tide. Arrow going to go flying in, going to miss. Witch Doctor and Enigma going to just back right off as the winner does go down to a gank from 4GL, as this Void is just going to keep getting more and more farm. Does have that Ring of Health, and as said, we'll be going for that Battle Fury as a first item, I believe.
Middle tower is under attack.
So Void just farming away. Nothing can stop him farming at the moment, as the only hero that's been top for Orange has been the Sand King. And they're just not getting any heroes up there to stop this Void from farming. Much like at bottom with Mushi on Anti-Mage, but let's compare their CS. We've got 68 CS on Anti-Mage, 70 on Void. They're pretty much equal with each other, but Void obviously with double the Anti-Mage's denies, which just shows how much they were struggling in the top lane. The SK couldn't touch any creeps, whereas bottom lane the Priestess was actually touching creeps, getting XP, and as a result Priestess is level 7, SK only level 5, so a huge difference between those two side lane solos there. And going to see what's going on. Whoever's asking me who do I think is going to win, the results actually just been spoiled by me. For those of you, Mr. Blue is to blame for this match being spoiled. He spoiled the result to me in IRC, so I can't really comment on who I think is going to win, because unfortunately I know, but I have no idea how it happens, and apparently it's an epic game, so I'm actually really excited to see what exactly happens in this game. Based on the drafts, I mean, from a completely impartial point of view, it's going to be very close. I mean, Void versus Anti-Mage, both are farming up very well, so as far as the actual carry goes, they're both going to get farmed, and that's the carries aren't going to make a difference. What's going to make a difference is the support heroes. It's going to come down to the Tide, the Venomancer, the AA, to get their ultimates off in these team fights, and then it's going to come down to this Wind Run to hit shackle shots, Enigma to hit some big black holes, and the Witch Doctor to keep people alive with the cask and the heals. So, not to mention the SK, man. That SK, if he can stun 3 or 4 heroes, the SK could decide a team fight with that Burrow Strike and Epicenter. So, for me, it's going to come down to these support heroes, and a huge black hole at top. They take out the Faceless Void, a much needed kill there, and if they can get a few more kills on him, this could be Orange getting into a great position to win this game. And I mean, seeing that makes me think that Orange may have the advantage here, because they actually have managed to take out the Void. They're going to be pushing down this T1 tower, and if they can start pushing some towers with this Enigma has great pushing power with this demonic conversion. Those Eidolons do big damage, and we will see this T1 tower going down at top, but at the same time 4GL doing a push of their own, going to take down this T1 tower at bottom by the looks of, with their Venomancer, AA, Priestess and Tide. They've already taken out one T1 tower, so going to be looking to take out their second. The second T1 tower going down in Orange's favour, and a 2-for-2 tower score at the moment, but this Enigma isn't done pushing, not to mention the rest of the Orange team. They want this Tier 2 tower. They're getting those Eidolons up, and we'll see them taking out this Tier 2 tower here possibly. So it looks like don't know whether or not 4GL can actually defend this. I mean, Void's there. Void's ready with the ultimate. If he can get a Chronosphere, Venomancer's actually got that mech up as well. AA, only level 5 though. They probably want to get the AA ultimate coming into play, not to mention that Tidehunter Ravage. Without those, they are somewhat limited on what they can do in a team fight. And you see Tidehunter level 3. Looking at these levels, a huge discrepancy. Level 9, 9, and 8, then you have level 3 and 5 on the Dire team, and Priestess doing some chasing very far. Gonna back off as Orange have just already TP'd out and have escaped. And the Radiant team much more equal with their hero levels, level 10, level 9, level 7, 6, and 5, but still their heroes are not very high level, and the Dire team have 3 heroes who are very high level, the Priestess, the Venom, and the Faceless Void. So they, as far as levels go, they're doing pretty well. But when it comes down to the farm, who's got the advantage there? It's 4GL. They've got a 1k gold advantage. It used to be a lot more, but losing that Faceless Void and losing that T1 tower at top basically cut that advantage down a huge amount. And we're going to see Tidehunter looking to get some XP at mid. Is only level 4, only halfway to level 5. Really needs to get some levels up to get involved in this game. We're going to see Winra spamming that power shot. Winra going for those arcane boots. We'll be going for a mech probably next. Or possibly a pipe or a 4-star, probably the common items you see on the Windrunner. But probably going to go for that mech first item. It is very useful against that SK AoE damage as well as the Tidehunter Ravage. Sorry, against the Tidehunter AoE damage as well as the AA. Even against the AA ultimate, not letting mech be used. The AA ultimate does AoE damage, and once that shatter effect wears off, you can actually pop that mech and heal everyone up. So still a very useful item there. We're going to see Void pick up the Claymore, does have the Broadsword, only needs another 500 gold to go for that Battle Fury. So we're going to be looking at a 15-minute Battle Fury. Mushi, much the same, has that Perseverance, and looks like he's got Claymore and Broadsword. So he's actually beaten Void to the Battle Fury, and has Treads, Battle Fury, as well as Poor Man's Shield. Void has Treads and almost the Battle Fury, needs 400 more gold, but right now Anti-Mage out-farming the Void by about 400 gold, and the rest of the Orange team also doing a great job at pushing down towers and applying a lot of pressure, creating room for Anti-Mage to farm. Anti-Mage may be going to look for a Tier 2 tower, not so much a push, but so much as to put pressure on this Tier 2 tower, force it to be defended, and if 4GL have to spend time defending this Tier 2 tower, it means the rest of the Anti-Mage's team can push down this Tier 1 mid tower, which we may see them doing, although Priestess, actually no, not going to hit bottom, basically it looks to be like sort of faking back and forth. Bottom mid, where do I go? Bottom or mid, bottom or mid? And we'll go bottom. Venomancer alone can defend this mid tower with those Plague Wards. Venomancer with a point booster, going to have Arcane and Mech. Venomancer with a huge amount of farm, and he can get up an early Axe Scepter. That's going to be a huge amount of AoE damage. For those of you in IRC, this is a replay stream because this game has not been streamed. I'm getting these replays directly from the ESWC tournament organizers, and because this match has not been streamed yet, GoDz Gamers are basically providing the first online stream for this match via these replays. Unfortunately, it is a replay cast, so many people, I believe most people already know the result. I obviously won't spoil it for those people who will be watching this VOD or who are watching live or who are watching this replay stream and don't know the actual result. So, no spoilers from me, guys. My mouth is closed shut. Not going to give anything away. It's going to be as unbiased as possible in describing what's going on right now. And right now, I actually think, as far as this game goes, Orange is looking great. The Tide Hunter, the AA, are under level. AA's only just got that level 6 ultimate, and at 17 minutes, Tide is not level 6, so the Ravage has not yet come into play. Orange are really keeping them down well, preventing that 4GL from getting those big teamfight ultimates, and without that Ravage and AA ultimate, it's going to be hard for them to actually take any sort of teamfight. And we will see Enigma picking up an Ogre Club. Looks to be going for a BKB first item, not even going for that Blink Dagger, but obviously needing a BKB because of the Tide Ravage, as well as the Pre-Potom Arrow. But the Void Chrono can always stop the Enigma ultimate, so we're maybe going to see Void looking to focus down this Enigma, and Void just going to Time Walk out. Actually, Time Walk's into a bad position. Going to get found, but not enough damage going to be done here, I imagine, and Void actually going to pop the ultimate. Probably not needed. Arrow coming in, as well as an A ultimate. That's going to get this Enigma so low. Void should have just fought sooner, but we're going to see Faceless Void take out the Enigma. Witch Doctor goes down to the Mirana, and a double kill for 4GL. I don't know why the Void was just so scared. He could have just absolutely destroyed that fight. And Orange not quite getting the result they wanted from that top fight, but the good news is their Anti-Mage is getting more and more farmed. He's got 2k gold as well as Treads and Battle Fury, and that is not what 4GL want to see, an Anti-Mage this farm. But at the same time, their Faceless Void getting very, very farmed. Did get a kill at that top lane, has Battle Fury, Treads, and 1500 gold to his name, so only 500 gold behind the Anti-Mage. If he gets his top tier 1 tower, he's basically going to be on par with Anti-Mage in terms of farm. So it looks like this tier 1 tower should go down. SK coming in as well as winner. Maybe not going to see it go down. Tide Hunter, does he have the Ravage? Yes, he does. SK yes, he does get the ultimate off. Tide, going to pop the ultimate. Can he? No, it doesn't actually use it in time. Completely misses it. But SK did go down to the Mirana. The Priestess of the Moon picks up that, and Tide wasting the ultimate, completely airballs it. Windrunner with the power shot takes out the Tide. Anti-Mage has made his way into this top lane, looking for some ganks here, as Witch Doctor's there as well. Venomancer are going to slow both these heroes. Are very well placed. Venomous Gale and ultimate coming in from the Venomancer, as well as the Enigma Black Hole hits too. Void, Venomancer getting hit, but Enigma gets taken out by the Faceless Void. AA takes out the Witch Doctor. Void going to take out another. Actually, AA getting the last hit there as 3 kills going in 4GL's favor. They're now up 9 kills to 3, and as someone's asking, Anti-Mage versus Void, 1v1, who wins? Well, Void wins in a 1v1, but the thing is you have to realize Anti-Mage can just do a huge amount of damage to all these sort of support heroes like the AA, but I actually like this 4GL heroes. I mean, if you look at what they've got against an Anti-Mage, you've got Anti-Mage against only one Intel hero. Anti-Mage basically is anti-cast. I mean, he's basically, if you take his mage literally, anti-mage, he basically is good against Intel heroes. Heroes with high mana pools like the AA, and I think 4GL, they've picked some smart heroes. They've got the Tide Hunter, the Venomancer, the Priestess. These are agi heroes who aren't going to get completely destroyed by an anti-mage. I mean, they can hold their own. The anti-mage ultimate's not going to do a huge amount of damage. They're not all that mana dependent. I mean, once Tide has popped his ultimate and Venomancer has popped his ultimate, they don't really mind if they get mana drained. So, as a result, I mean, 4GL have got some very smart picks, and picks that anti-mage is not going to be able to walk all over. It's not like you pick up a CM, an Ancient Apparition, a Pugna, these heroes which anti-mage can just do so much damage to. And 4GL probably really thinking out how they wanted to play this draft after seeing that anti-mage first pick, and I think they've done the right thing here with their picks. And we will see Priestess with 3.8k gold. Holy shit, what is going on here, guys? Priestess with 2 kills, no death. 4k gold, has 82 CS, 94 CS on the Venomancer, 140 on the Void. 3 heroes on this dire team with huge amounts of farm. I mean, obviously the Tide and AA with no farm at all, but they're playing those support roles. They're not expecting any farm. They're just supposed... Tide, his role is to get the best ultimate as possible in these team fights. AA, same thing. As well as get those cold feet and ice vortexes down where possible. And AA's played really well. Tide, obviously missing that first Ravage, hasn't played the best game so far, but I mean, he's a Tide Hunter. All he's got to do is hit some big ultimates in the mid to late game, and he's already just had a huge impact on the game. I mean, it's not easy. You think it's an easy role. All you have to do is push V, which is the hotkey for Ravage, although not if you're using the new Dota 2 walkies for it. But it's not as simple as that. You have to get it in the right position, the right timing as well. You don't want to just use it right away at the start of the fight. Sometimes you've got to wait. Sometimes you want to use it right away. Sometimes it's worth using it on one hero. If you're going to get a kill on the anti-mage, it could be worth using a Ravage. So it's not that easy of a hero to play. You have to really be smart to play a good Tide Hunter. And looking at the Radiant team, we've got 60 CS on Enigma, which is mostly neutral creeps, 91 on Windrunner, and almost 200 on Anti-Mage. So Anti-Mage with almost 50 more than the Void at this point. But no one else really with a huge amount of farm apart from this Windrunner. They've got nothing to compete with the Priestess as well as Venomancer, and Priestess with no death as well as Venomancer and no deaths have a lot of farm to their name. We're going to see a big fight going down, possibly. A ultimate going to come flying in. Witchlock they're going to avoid. It does have that haste rune. It's going to hit that Windrunner, but not going to be too worried about that as the kill score still 9-3. Void getting more and more farm at top. Does have that Eagle Song. So as said, his build treads Battle Fury into Butterfly. So we're going to see him going for that Butterfly, and that's going to sort of limit the amount of damage Anti-Mage can do. And we're going to see Anti-Mage maybe look to pick up an Butterfly of his own now that he does have that Yasha, and he will just kill these Ancients and then maybe go buy an Eagle Song, not Eagle Horn. He is blinking over there. Going to pick that up? Yes, so he's going for a Butterfly as well, so both heroes going for an evasion. Although Nidata is an MKB, so if you get the MKB, the evasion's useless. I mean, you still get the attack speed, you still get the damage from the plus agility, but it does get rid of the that evasion, which is basically, if they're 1v1ing, the evasion is basically reducing 30% of incoming damage because it's 30% evasion. So MKB would be a good item choice after the Butterfly for the Void, although he is fairly squishy. That's the one thing he does have to keep in mind. Without any sort of tanking items, doesn't have something like a Satanic or a BKB, which gives him HP, or even a Sanjin Yasha. He is fairly squishy if he gets disabled and focused down. So he's going to have to be very careful with his positioning. But the Radiant team don't have a huge amount of disables. They don't have anything like a Rasa. They've got the Enigma Black Hole, but Enigma's been getting focused down by the Tide, as well as the other disables on this Dire team, such as the Tide ulti, the AA ulti, just hitting him and taking him out. We're going to see Priestess get focused down, going to barely survive, and it's going to be the Venomancer coming in with a very big ultimate, taking out a lot. Shackle Shot hits the Venomancer and the Tide. A nice Shackle Shot, but it's going to be too little, too late, as the mech being popped, but not going to keep any heroes alive, as the AA ultimate with the Venomancer ultimate doing so much damage. 2 more kills going 4GL's favour, and it's now 11-3. We're going to see this tier 2 tower admin under pressure, and Void picks up another kill. The SK going down to the Void. Void using the ultimate by the looks of it, did take out the SK using that, and Mirana picking up a Manta style, has a huge amount of farm to her name, and Anti-Mage meanwhile picking up a tier 2 tower kill at top. Maybe needs to be careful. Problem maybe going to be looking for an arrow or some kind of a gank on the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage obviously with the passive, which reduces that Starstorm damage. Not sure exactly how much does it reduce it by. Let's have a little look. The spell shield, 50% resistance to magic damage. That's why Anti-Mage is so good against casters, and that's why 4GL is so smart with their draft. They didn't pick many casters. They're sure they've got the Venomancer ultimate as well as the AA ultimate, but most of their heroes are actually physical damage based. I mean, Tide Hunter with the Gush that lowers armor, Void with the physical damage, Venomancer with the poison damage, obviously that's going to get reduced a bit, but Potom, physical damage, and the AA ultimate, the Shatter effect, doesn't really matter if you have spell resistance because the Shatter effect will still kick in and actually prevent any HP regen. So, a very smart draft coming out from 4GL against an Anti-Mage, and at the moment Orange are relying a lot on this Anti-Mage to carry them, and then when you're against a draft which counters Anti-Mage, well, it doesn't counter Anti-Mage, but it sort of limits what he can do. I think they're putting too much reliance on this Anti-Mage, and they probably want to pick up some kind of semi-carry, a secondary carry after the Anti-Mage. Right now, their secondary carries are Windrunner, and Windrunner is going for a sort of a support build with the mech up, and I think Orange may regret not picking up something like a Weaver or a Priestess of the Moon of their own to be their secondary carry, although it's too soon to tell, as 4GL, obviously, not quite where they want to be. They're not in complete control of this game. It's only 12-4 in their advantage. Anti-Mage is ridiculously fun. We are going to see Butterfly up on this Void soon. Anti-Mage has his Butterfly and Yasha, so Anti-Mage has a Butterfly before the Void, not to mention he has a Yasha. I mean, Void, did you see any Yasha from him? No. He's got the Butterfly in 300 gold, but Anti-Mage is a full sort of 2.5k gold ahead of him, and we'll actually find this Void here. Void actually going to blink in that top Time Walk, I should say, but has the backup from the Tide as well as the AA, so Anti-Mage is not going to go on him, I imagine. Actually, yes, he is. He's going to drain his mana. A couple of hits there. Void with the Chrono. Going to have to be careful. An arrow, an AA ultimate. Going to come flying in. The AA ultimate going to hit. Anti-Mage going to have to blink out. Going to fight his way down, but that's not good. The Gush coming in. Faceless Void picks up the kill on the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage not popping his ultimate, and that is some smart play from Void. held his cool. Basically, as soon as Anti-Mage blinked him, he said, alright, cool, I'll let you hit me a few times and I'll just pop my ultimate. I know my teammates are here nearby. The AA ultimate came in right away, and we will see him around again, picked up at mid, but with the AA ultimate coming in, the Faceless Void knew he could take out the Anti-Mage, and that was just a great play by him, and Mushi just not, sort of basically overextending, was a bit overzealous, so to speak, and thinking that he could actually kill that Void there. So, Void picking up the kill on the Anti-Mage, and Winrunner getting taken out at mid there. So 4GL now up 14-5, and can see just how far ahead they are, as I believe it is a fairly big gold difference. 3k gold, a bit over 3k gold, probably about 3.5k gold difference. If you look at the exact difference, it's about 3.4k difference in gold, and that's going to be something that Orange are going to have to deal with. They need to start taking some towers, winning some team fights, and then maybe looking to take Roshan, but it's going to be 4GL. They're going to go for Roshan first. Void is there. He hasn't got his butterfly yet. He's got 4k gold, so he's got buyback or something, but he's probably going to be looking to buy that butterfly soon. Obviously going to pick up this Aegis. He is the logical choice to take it. This Radiant Ward over here, not going to give enough vision over into the Roshan. I mean, you can see just how much it sees. If we look at... Sorry, no. It actually no, the Obs Ward just expired, so they can't actually see anything anymore with the Obs Ward just expired. And we'll go back to the normal fog view. Dota 2 TV has some cool features. I mean, being able to choose the fog, being able to choose the different camera, whether it's a free follow, the directives, the hero chase. I mean, there's all kinds of different little camera views you can use, which is fun to use, and especially, well, not so much as fun, but I haven't really done much experimenting, guys. So, going to be basically experimenting as I cast a bit, but Priestess at top does have that Mantis Soul and Treads. We did see him going down at mid, but still has a lot of farm to his name. To be exact, he's got 120 CS, just about 125 on Veno, 220 on Void. Nothing to compare with this Anti-Mage. 260 CS, but still, you just can't break away. There's only so much farm you can get, and Void is getting a lot of it, but just not quite as much as this Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage only with the 1 kill, does have that 1 death now, so that's going to really set him back a little bit and slow down what he actually has in terms of farm. And that butterfly just didn't keep him alive when he jumped on that Void. I mean, the Void with the Chrono, obviously the butterfly didn't proc enough, as well as the A ultimate coming in was enough to actually take out that Void. Sorry, to take out the Anti-Mage. And we are going to see an attempt on... no, Roshan have already been taken out. What am I talking about, guys? I saw them take Roche. Yeah. No, maybe I didn't. Did they actually finish off Roche? They gave Aegis to someone else. What is going on? Where is this Aegis? I don't know. They took out Roshan. That's confirmed. I'm just completely lost right now, guys. That's just one of those moments where I thought I was casting a Dota game, then suddenly, like 2 minutes later, I'm like, where am I? I wake up and I'm actually in a Hon game or something. But no, I'm still in this Dota 2 game. This is ESWC for those of you guys who don't know. This is the Dota 2 tournament in Paris. I'm GoDz from GoDz Gamers, bringing you an exclusive replay cast here of this 4GL versus Orange match, which no one actually knows, no one has actually seen yet, because Join Dota covered the other match. So this is the first showing of this match, and to all the Orange and 4GL fans out there tuning in, thanks for supporting me as well as GoDz Gamers. I know it's not live, but this is the best we can do given the circumstances. ESWC just was not set up very well for the actual streaming aspect of the tournament, but we're doing the best we can. We're going to see Anti-Mage pushing away at this mid lane, going to force some TPs back. He's now got 3k gold, does have that butterfly, Yasha and B Fury off to a great start. We're going to see Void at bottom, maybe looking for a pop of current speed, going to get shackled in. A ultimate going to be popped, going to just misses SK. SK going to back off here, as this Void is obviously something to be feared. Does have that Helm of the Dominant. Going to be looking for a Satanic, and that's with a Satanic he can actually fight that Anti-Mage with ease in a 1v1 situation. Although maybe just going to be looking for an MKB as well. Possibly after the Satanic, or maybe even before it, as the Helm of the Dominator alone does give some nice little lifesteal. And probably going to see someone on this Radiant team pick up of Lads to give this Anti-Mage some lifesteal aura. Enigma still looking to get that BKB, still not there. Has 500 gold, needs another 800, and is farming fairly slowly. I mean, it's 30 minutes in here, and still a bit of time left in this game, but obviously not quite there. It does need to still farm that BKB. So guys, we're using Venomous with a Pipe. There was Point Booster, Mech, and Arcane. Going to maybe go for that Ag Scepter, although could just go for something like a Hex. I mean, I think a Hex on this Venom match is probably going to be a better item choice, because they need something to disable the Anti-Mage. I mean, they've got the Void ulti, but having more disables is always good. And that Ag Scepter is going to, sure, it's going to add a lot of damage to the Venomancer ultimate, but late game, the Venoman's ultimate, magic damage in general just gets less effective, and what becomes more important in late game is disables as well as physical damage. So the Void, the Priestess getting items up, as well as getting disables, which is the Hexes, as well as your Tide ultimate, your A ultimate. Those are going to be the big late game things. And we're going to see Anti-Mage once again blinking in at mid, just hitting away at this tier 3 tower. He's doing some backdooring. The creeps are going to make their way in. They don't have glyph by the looks of it. We're going to see this tier 3 tower going down. Anti-Mage is going to blink out. The Venomancer are the only one there, but takes out the tier 3 tower. The tier 2 tower at top gets taken out. Priestess as well as Void make sure of that. And bottom lane, it's Windrunner pressuring the bottom lane. Going to take out the tier 2 tower. Orange just putting on so much pressure in every lane. They're playing so well here. Anti-Mage doing damage to this mid-Rax. Orange playing so well. I mean, they're behind on kills, but they're pushing so well. They're applying so much pressure. They took out the tier 3 tower. They took out the tier 2 tower at bottom, and they got this Rax down to half HP. All while... And that was in exchange for a tier 2 tower. I mean, all they lost was that top tier 2 tower, so a great trade for Orange. And Mushi, with his backdooring action, really Mushi keeping his team in the game, as well as the Winrat pushing bottom, because they're behind on kills, a bit behind on farm, but with those tower kills, look at this, guys. They were behind by 4k gold, and just zips right up. The difference in gold is now pretty much 0. As Orange, with those tower kills, basically in this game still, and they will be looking for Enigma to pick up that BKB. With those 2 tower kills, I imagine he's actually got a BKB. Void is going to find this Anti-Mage, not going to do enough damage. He's evasion on the Anti-Mage, keeping it alive. A ultimate going to come in. Is it going to hit? Comes in too late. Void was probably hoping for that A ultimate to come in sooner, and if it had hit during the Chronosphere, Anti-Mage would have been taken out, but alas, it wasn't to be, and Anti-Mage is going to survive that. Going to TP bottom. What has he got? In terms of items, he's got 3k gold, has got the butterfly treads, he's got finished that Manta Style, so that's his big item. Going to give him a lot more pushing power. Going to be looking to take out that Rax at mid, maybe fairly soon. Possibly going to do some sort of backdooring or ninjaing, as that is kind of how he took down that tier 3 tower to begin with. And we will see him blinking around, take out these Ancients by the looks of it. Venomancer is actually there, so Venomancer is going to spot him, say, hey, what's going on there? Anti-Mage is going to blink right out. He is fairly low though. Maybe we're going to get mech'd by this Windrunner. Actually, no. Maybe not. Oh, Arrow coming in. Going to find this SK actually. And all 3 Orange Heroes going to get spotted. So 4GL going to be aware of where they are. Going to make sure Anti-Mage doesn't get any opportunities to get to this Rax. Backdoor. I'm not quite sure what the rules is on backdooring. I mean, judging by what Anti-Mage just did, I'd say backdooring is perfectly fine. So, going to see that tower and Rax may be under pressure fairly soon. As Orange will be looking to get some more items up. They've got 4 Staff and Mech, as well as a Mystic Staff on Winrunner. Going to be trying to make that Ginsu Scythe of Vice, or just Scythe of Vice, as it's called in Dota 2. We've got SK with a Blink Dagger, as well as the Drum of Endurance. Enigma has finished that BKB, and Witch Doctor with the Urn, as well as Strength Treads. And probably see someone get the Lifesteal, the Vlad's Aura, fairly soon, because the Anti-Mage with that Vlad's will be so crucial to have some sort of Lifesteal so we can actually fight that Void, but obviously doesn't want to waste a slot himself getting Lifesteal, so someone on his team may get that Vlad and may see Anti-Mage going for an MKB after selling this Coiling Blade. MKB obviously great against the Void because Void's got evasion, so we're going to see Void going for an MKB himself. He's got the Demon Edge. As said, he's going for the MKB before he finishes his Satanic. He's just going to be happy with the Helm of the Dominator Lifesteal and will be going for that MKB afterwards. And Anti-Mage going to be doing some backdooring. Blinks in, going to hit away at this Rax. Are there going to be TPs? Is there going to be a glyph? The Rax does have the backdoor protection. It does sort of slowly regen. No TPs coming in. It looks like Anti-Mage will take this. It's going to get glyphed. Anti-Mage is going to blink out though, and the TP's coming in. Going to save it. Going to stop the 4GL push at mid though, as 4GL, the Tide Hunter, going to be the one to TP back in, and the Rax. This is the problem. He has to kill the Rax, or it just regens back up to full HP, and that is going to be basically a waste of time there, as we are going to see the 4GL team all in these newts looking to prevent Anti-Mage from just staying nearby and doing any more backdooring. Anti-Mage, he needs to get creeps into the base to get rid of that backdoor regen, because right now he got that Rax down to about 300 HP, but didn't take it out. And the glyph of fortification was used though, so next time he does go to backdoor, they won't have that glyph, but he's going to have to be careful that he doesn't get picked off, because the 4GL right now are going to be heading back to probably defend this push at bottom, possibly look around, see if he's in mid somewhere, looking to backdoor once again as Anti-Mage with 5k gold now. And Mushi, BD King, has joined IRC. Yes, Mushi is the backdoor king, guys. It's how the Orange are going to try win this game, as we're going to see an MKB up on Void, and right now this Void is going to be very hard to fight. But Orange is playing this game so smart. This Enigma's yet to really do anything, and that's the problem right now with Orange. Their support heroes are just not involved at all in this game. SK's has 0 impact. Enigma's had 0 impact. Even this Windrunner has done very little. I mean, he did push out some lanes, but as far as actual team fights, they're not having team fights. They're not giving any opportunity for SK or Enigma to do anything, let alone this Witch Doctor. Right now, it's basically Mushi versus this entire 4GL team, with Windrunner doing some pushing as well, but Orange is not playing really as a team, so to speak. But that's more just how their strat's working. I mean, it's not to say they're bad teamwork, it's just saying their strat is not a team-based one. So the SK, as well as that Enigma, as well as the Witch Doctor, just not much they can do except stick together, wait for a pick-off, but that's probably not going to come for a while. And we are going to see Anti-Mage once again just pushing out lanes as much as possible. And Void is nearby, going to be blinking onto that Anti-Mage maybe. He doesn't quite have that MKB. Actually, this Crow going to get spotted? No, it's not. Void actually just going to do some neutraling. And Anti-Mage finds the Venomancer. Venomancer needs to be careful. Going to see Void go on him. AA Ultimate going to come in. AA Ultimate actually goes too far. The effect is going to hit Arrow on the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is going to go down here. The Shatter effect as well as the Tide. Tide actually getting that last hit. With the Anchor Smash by the looks of it, and Anti-Mage gets taken out, immediately buying back. He did have a huge amount of gold. He's actually gone for a Reaver, so not going for an MKB, but going for a tanky build. Going to be going for what looks to be a Heart of Tarask, and still no one with lifesteal on this Radiant team at the moment. Maybe going to see Enigma going for it. He does have that Bassi ring, but it doesn't look like anyone has that lifesteal aura as of yet. And it looks like Orange finally going as a team. They're on mid. They've got SK as well as Enigma. Ready, grouping up. Windrunner going to scout out Roshan actually, so maybe going to go for Roshan here. That could be absolutely crucial if they can take it here. Going to see Roshan actually leave his little pit because of that power shot, which is actually going to slow them down a bit. But Mushi going to blink in, look to take out Roshan, and I'm not quite sure this Anti-Mage build is going to be one that can win this in the late game. He hasn't got any form of lifesteal. He hasn't got anything to get rid of the Void evasion. The Void with that the Butterfly is just going to be able to avoid Anti-Mage's attacks so well. And Aegis on the ground. Anti-Mage, you need to pick that up. Mitch, not actually. Where is that Aegis? I believe Aegis got destroyed, I want to say. I'm not sure what happened to it. Black Hole comes in. Extinct with the BKB Black Hole. It's huge. It hits so many. Priestess AA getting so low. Priestess gets taken out by the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage picks up another. Void takes out the Enigma. Void versus Anti-Mage. Who will win? Anti-Mage says, not me. I'm blinking out. And that is a huge, huge fight there. For someone asking, how's MKB versus Void? You can backtrack. MKB has nothing to do with backtrack. You can still backtrack Anti-Mage's damage even when he has an MKB. Backtrack is not evasion. It's a completely different triggered spell. So if you're hitting Void with an MKB, he can still backtrack the damage. And that is something to be of note. And we are going to see Venomancer picking up a Ghost Scepter. That's going to be a useful item against this Anti-Mage, keeping him alive. And I'm just wondering what happened to Aegis. I believe Aegis got destroyed, is what I want to say. I'm not quite sure. I don't think any of these Dire Heroes actually picked it up. It's not on Void. Priestess definitely didn't pick it up, so I think the Priestess actually attacked the Aegis. Priestess destroying the Aegis. Some very quick thinking from him. I mean, obviously, ideally, he would have picked it up, but Priestess using the ultimate to actually get into that fight and really set up a very nice fight for 4GL, although Anti-Mage did pick up a couple kills, including a kill on that Priestess, which was very crucial there. And we will see what looks to be 4GL looking to push on the mid lane. They've got MKB up on Void. Void with 1800 gold, Lifesteal, Battle Fury, Butterfly and Treads, thinking of himself as being unkillable here. And I'm probably not far from it. I mean, they've got the Tide ulti to back him up, as well as the A ultimate. SK going to be blinking, stunning. Chaos going to come in. SK getting very, very low. Does use that Sandstorm to get for the invis, and right now 4GL heroes all with plenty of HP. Void with the ultimate, going to get this SK. AA ultimate on top of that. Windrunner in trouble as well. Is there some bashes? He's got the MKB, so he can hit through the Windrun. That's another reason that MKB is just so big. And Mushi now in the middle of this is going to be fighting this Void one-on-one. He's getting stunned. Can Mushi stay alive? It doesn't look like it. Mushi doesn't have buyback. Going to go down, and the Void just too much to handle at the moment as 4GL are in control now. With the huge fight, Priestess fighting this Witch Doctor is being maledicted, will go down by the looks of it. The tower, the Witch Doctor gets a kill there, but they are going to get this mid-racks and possibly top-racks. The entire Orange team are dead. They can't buy back. This is huge for 4GL. The mid-Rax is going to go down, not to mention this top or possibly bottom Rax as well. Void is just going to head bottom now. This mid-range Rax will go down to this Venomancer wards. Void going to just work away at this tower. The entire Radiant team still dead, apart from this Sand King. This is not looking good, guys. What can they do? What can Orange do? 4GL just in complete control here. Going to take out this bottom melee Rax here, and possibly the range Rax as well. The only Rax that will survive is probably this top Rax, as Antimage, though, still dead for 47 seconds. Cannot buy back. Mushi buying that hard for Trask. Backfiring, because hey, newsflash, you can't buy back when you get that heart. And Orange now losing 4 Rax. We will see Void even going for this top Rax. They want to push their advantage. They know Antimage is still dead, and it looks like they will go for this top Rax as well. They will need to be careful, because SK with that Blink Dagger does have the ultimate up, and will be looking to maybe go in fairly soon as Void. Gonna get Hex. Windrunner does have that Hex by the looks of it. Yep, Scythe of Vi up on Windrunner. Enigma, Blink, Black Hole finds the Void. Void in trouble. SK ultimate gonna take out the Void. No, Void life-stealing away. Finally goes down to a Witch Doctor Maledict, but takes 2 heroes with him. And Sand King going down to an AA ultimate. And that is the SK and Enigma both going down with the Void. So 4GL are going to say, hey, well, a Void did get to go down, but hey, we got 2 heroes for it, and we got 4 Racks ahead. So 4GL in great position here. And Orange, this could be their defeat in this round 2 match. They aren't out of the ESWC. They still have a chance to get second place, or I mean, they can still get top in their group depending on how it goes down, depending on whether or not 4GL lose to some of the other teams such as Na'Vi, and whether Orange beats Na'Vi, as well as Next KZ. They haven't played, so anything can happen in this group. I mean, 1 loss is not going to mean you're out, but as said, this game's still not over though. I mean, Antimage is ridiculously farmed. He's been backdooring a lot at this mid lane. Obviously, they're actually now being fully regen up, but is going to have to. 4GL are going to have to be careful. They're going to still have to play it safe. Make sure they don't let Antimage get any opportunities to take any sort of racks or push on out there. And Antimage is going to TP back, look to get more farm. Farm up that buyback gold. He needs the buyback. He also needs lifesteal, man. Someone on his team needs to get that Vlad's, which gives him that lifesteal. We're going to see no one go for that Vlad's. I mean, that is a huge mistake, I feel, on this Radiant team, not getting that lifesteal aura up. So going to be interesting to see what Orange can do here, whether they can get back in the game with maybe a lifesteal aura. Antimage with buyback is obviously essential, because if he goes down to fight and can't buy back, it is game over. They've got that side of Vice on Windrunner, so maybe if they can pick off this Void with that sheepstick, they do stand a chance here, but it is going to be a big if, because right now they are down 4 racks, and that's going to give 4GL so many opportunities to push and find, and basically pick and choose their fights, and only take fights which they know they are going to stand a good chance of winning. So, bottom lane, Void just going to be pushing this out. Most of the Radiant team, they've actually done a good job of pushing out both mid and bottom lane. But, going to end there pretty much, as right now they've got to play safe. They know this Void is just so farmed. Actually going to use the Smoke of Deceit, maybe look for an opening, look for that small window, the small mistake coming out from 4GL, and if they make a mistake, get picked off, that could be what Orange need to get back in this game. And they are going to see that a smoke coming out there. They go on an Anti-Mage Illusion. What are you guys doing? They should have known that. The fact that they're still smoked in invis means it's an illusion. It's basically a dead giveaway. If you're still smoked, it's an illusion. It only breaks smokes on real heroes. Enigma going to come in. They're going on the Void. Tight ulti. Going to keep this Void alive. A ultimate coming in as well. Stun. SK Epicenter. Void needs to get the ultimate off. He does. He's going to fight his way out. He's got that lifesteal. Lifesteal so much. Witch Doctor ultimate going to take out the Void. Maybe he hasn't microed his. If Witch Doctor just microed that ultimate, could have maybe got the Void, but Anti-Mage gets focused down by the Void. Void going to find the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage goes down, immediately buys out, but Void picking up that kill. 3 of his teammates are down though. The Tide, the Marana, and the Ancient Apparition all dead. This fight is definitely not quite going 4GL's favour, but they did take out the Anti-Mage, force him to buy back, and pretty much a neutral fight. It's going to be a bit of a reset here, as both teams will wait for their allies to respawn, wait for their ultimates to come back into play. Enigma not even using the Black Hole that fight, so that is an interesting fight. They couldn't get the Black Hole off on the Faceless Void, and Faceless Void was so low. I think if Witch Doctor just microed his ultimate to hit the Faceless Void, we would have seen Faceless Void go down, but instead, Faceless Void on red HP just basically life-stealed his way back up to full HP, and now has 6k gold. Will be getting a Satanic up any second now. So, unfortunately for Orange, not killing that Faceless Void, and I think Witch Doctor maybe could have had it, but just didn't have the control of his ultimate to stop it from hitting those other heroes, and could have gone for that void. But as a result of the Witch-Doctor ultimate, they actually killed both the Tide, the Ancient Apparition, and the Priest of the Moon. But the Faceless Void, that's the big kill. That's the one they need to take out. They're just can be unable to do anything without him dead. And Faceless Void going to pick up that Satanic soon. He's got 6k gold, so he can practically buy Satanic and still have enough gold for buyback. There's the Satanic recipe. We'll get the Reaver and still have 1700 gold. Probably not quite enough for buyback, so we'll need to farm up a bit more before that, but we'll see him in a very great position here. We'll just keep on farming until he has that buyback before 4GL look to close out this game. And 4GL obviously not wanting to make any mistakes here. They've worked so hard to get into this position, get this advantage, take out those Raxes, kill that Anti-Mage. It's been so hard